Hey guys, it's me Cosmic, and today we're going to talk about, is the furry fandom pay to win? Now, the short answer is no, and this video is the long answer. So, let's begin with what pay to win means, and then jump into the actual topic. Now, pay to win means to... pay to win in simple terms means paying to gain an advantage that can make you win against a person that has not paid. And this is where this argument stops making much sense, at least to me. Specifically, the win part of pay to win. What is there to win exactly? And what does it mean to win in the furry fandom? No, seriously, unless we define what winning in the furry fandom means, then we will not find any form of answer to this. For the sake of this discussion, we will have three definitions, and we will talk about them. Number 1, enjoyment. Number 2, popularity. And number 3, engaging/interacting with the fandom in a general sense. Let's begin with number 1 as well as number 3. Can you enjoy the furry fandom without paying anything? Yes! There are thousands of furries that can and do enjoy the fandom without spending anything, like the social aspects, for example. No matter how much money you spend on a fursuit, a good fursuit does not make a good personality. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. End of story, and nobody's going to try and interact with you apart from other assholes. All the fellow furry acquaintances and friends that I made while gaming or chatting in servers, without spending anything. I get to enjoy the social side of the furry fandom without spending a single dime on it every day. And even with art, you have F2Us made by amazing artists that you can use, again for free. The only thing you need to do is credit the artist. That's it. That's not exactly a big thing to ask. I do have an old video talking about it as in F2Us as well as personas if you are interested. Also, you can find furry artists that are very cheap if you don't want to use an F2U for some reason. Even some fursuits can be on the cheaper side. However, just don't expect some blindingly awesome one. You pay for quality. And the cheaper it is, the lower the quality tends to get, for obvious reasons. Now let's get to number 2. In order to be popular in the furry fandom, to be a popular, will you need to spend money? Well, yes. And no, it's a little complicated. However, I will simplify it to 90% of the time it is yes. The other 10% we will get into in just a bit. Now, if you are someone that wants to become popular in the furry fandom, you will, again 90% of the time, need to spend money, mainly for a fursuit as well as furry conventions. Large ones specifically, which will obviously require a significant chunk of cash. Not just for the before mentioned fursuit, but also for hotel expenses and consumables and extra side activities that you may or may not engage in, registration and so on. Also, here's a side tip unrelated to this: never buy drinks and food from the hotel unless there is no other option. Go to a classic store and buy from there, because it will help you keep some money in your pocket. Seriously, prices of drinks and food in hotels are fucking ridiculous, man. Now, again, unfortunately for those of you who want to be popular in the furry fandom, due to the fetishization of commodities, yes, in this aspect, it is pay to win. And for the rest of us whom aren't exactly interested in becoming a popular, none of these means a goddamn thing. Now, many furries are introverted, and as such, becoming a popular isn't exactly the most attractive, premise. Now let's talk about that 10% that I just mentioned. Now, if you are someone that, to put it simply, just has an interesting personality, as well as are well, to put it simply, a fine person, then when you socialize, whether you like it or not, over time, people will start to take a liking to you, which can slowly but surely end up making you popular without even you trying to. You know, it can just happen. Well, let's say you are a YouTuber and, well, your content is actually pretty good and people are actually interested in it. People like it. And as a way of showing it, they subscribe, like, comment, and so on and so on, over time, making you a fairly popular niche micro celebrity in the internet. Pop-you-furs can end up being like that. And then you have some furs that are just, well, they did something that is particularly disgusting, however, it isn't exactly criminal, and yeah, they got popular for it. I'm not gonna say who it is, but there is a furry that you all probably already know, and how she became popular. She ate that poo-poo. Yeah, that's not a joke. Obviously, I'm not gonna go into detail. I don't want to start some weird drama, but yeah, we all know how she got popular. More about fetishization of commodity within the furry fandom. Now, I should also mention that this isn't restricted to the furry fandom. This unfortunately plagues society in general. And you may be thinking, what does that even mean? Well, commodity fetishism in Marxist philosophy describes the relationship of production and exchange as social relationships amongst things. You will always have at least a handful of cunts that care more about what you have rather than what you are as an individual. You will always have people that never gave a single fuck about you, but all of a sudden will try to be buddy-buddy with you conveniently when you become popular in some way or you end up having cool shit. All of a sudden they just decide that they want to be buddy-buddy with you. Yeah, unfortunately, people like that do exist, and you may end up having to experience that. You will also have the opposite. It's a complete 50-50, again, both within and outside of the furry fandom. People tend to forget that furry meetups are a thing as well, and furry meetups are free. The only thing you will spend money on is drinks, food, and so on. Unlike furry conventions, where other than the registration fee, everything is going to be expensive, furry meetups won't require a big chunk of cash. Now, another thing that has made, for example, fursuits extremely expensive is, well, the inflation. Unfortunately, inflation appears to be a bit of a global issue, so yeah, it's not really gonna matter what part of the world you're from, it's gonna be pretty expensive for you. For some of you, it will be even more expensive, in fairness, but still, you get what I'm trying to say here. And this is going to be about it for the video. This one was particularly short, but don't worry, I will make sure to post the links of other content creators whom talk about the subject in more detail than I do. You can go ahead and watch those content creators and not only benefit them by providing them some views and interaction, but also get more knowledge about this topic. Anyways, I hope to see you later. Goodbye.